I'm from Singapore.
From Vietnam.
AWS User Group Thailand.
I'm AWS Community Builder.
I run the user group in Singapore as a community hero.
I'm an AWS community leader.
Love AWS community.
Go AWS.
I'm so proud that all the group members are very proactive to support each other.
I'm really passionate about making artificial intelligence and machine learning more accessible.
I'm also one of the AWS machine learning heroes around the world.
It's a global, positive, and diverse community.
ผมเป็น Amazon Web Service
Companies are increasingly moving to cloud-based infrastructure to improve agility, gain unlimited scalability, and lower costs. When moving to the cloud, organizations look for the scalability, performance, reliability, and security of the provider's global infrastructure. AWS delivers a cloud infrastructure companies can depend on, no matter their size, changing needs, or challenges. It's designed and built to deliver the most scalable, reliable, and secure cloud computing environment with the highest quality global network performance available today. AWS offers the world's largest global footprint with 66 availability zones, or AZs, across 21 regions. Each region has multiple AZs, separated and isolated from one another and connected by low latency, high throughput, and highly redundant networking. These AZs offer easier and more effective design and operation of applications and databases, ensuring higher availability, fault tolerance, and scalability than traditional single data center infrastructures. Within each AZ, our data centers have been designed with custom, purpose-built compute servers, storage servers, routers, and silicon. By using its own custom hardware, AWS provides the highest level of reliability and the fastest pace of innovation, all at the lowest possible cost. With 20 years of experience operating one of the world's largest websites, 12+ years of cloud infrastructure expertise, and millions of customers running every imaginable use case, AWS is uniquely positioned to deliver superior operational performance customers can depend on for their most important workloads. Visit the website to learn more.
We're a software as a service vendor that provides data management services to government to help them track the performance of their policies around the world. One of the biggest challenges for us as a small player, as a small early stage startup, is finding the right infrastructure for us. We're currently working with a number of government agencies in New South Wales. One of the biggest challenges was providing them with onshore Australian-based hosting, and fortunately we were able to get that through AWS. They were able to provide us with the necessary infrastructure to bring all of our services from our original cloud platform in the US and bring it all here to Australia. The one big benefit for us working with AWS has been around how we're more prepared to take our work globally. We're a small team that needs to be quite agile and quite flexible in what we do, and AWS has given us the capability to meet those needs. We don't need to bring on a large DevOps team when we've got the ability to deploy it out to AWS products such as ECS and Fargate. It allows us to do more with less and provide those same benefits off to our clients. What I'm most excited about with AWS is continuing our work in the health and social welfare spaces so that we can continue to work with our government clients to make sure that they can manage and improve the lives of the citizens that they work with. Thanks to AWS, we're being provided with the infrastructure to work here locally in Australia and be able to export our technology on a global scale to compete in the international market.
Happy Thursday and happy Women's Month. Tonight is the 32nd episode, getting started with infrastructure as code in AWS.
So hello everyone, I'm Nika Medrano. I'm a certified AWS Solutions Architect Associate. You might need servers for compute, storage for your files, databases, And network, for example, you need your application to access the internet and the like. So all these are what we call infrastructure, and these infrastructures are all provided by Amazon Web Services or AWS. We use the AWS Management Console. So this is a website. You can easily interact with what type of infrastructure you want to run. You have to remember three main things. One is the term resources, templates, stacks.
This event is all for free, comes with an e-certificate, and is co-presented by Amazon Web Services and AWS Cloud Pilipinas.
To reinvent your business, you need a new approach to data. AWS helps you modernize your data infrastructure, unify your data with the best of both data lakes and purpose-built data stores, and innovate new experiences and reimagine old processes with artificial intelligence and machine learning. As the most scalable, trusted, and secure cloud provider, AWS offers the broadest range of purpose-built databases to help you start your data infrastructure modernization. Break free from old guard databases that lock you into proprietary technology, impose punitive licensing terms, and require you to perform frequent audits. Get the performance, availability, and security of your high-end commercial databases at 1/10 the cost with Amazon Aurora, a MySQL and PostgreSQL compatible engine built for the cloud. For database infrastructure that runs on-premises or self-managed in the cloud, the easiest way to reinvent your operations is to move to a fully managed database service, which automates the time-consuming tasks of setting up, managing, and scaling workloads. AWS supports popular relational and non-relational data types through services like Amazon RDS, Amazon Document DB, Amazon Elasticache, and more. And when you're ready to start something new, AWS helps you build modern apps to support your most demanding workloads and innovate faster by offering a choice of more than 15 fully managed, purpose-built databases. From relational CRM to streaming IoT and social data, AWS helps you choose the right database for the right job, delivering experiences that delight your customers. Start reinventing your business today using the broadest selection of purpose-built databases from AWS to save, grow, and innovate faster.
The main thing we're working for is to enable digital document transformation for our customers. It's hard to plan ahead and get enough resources in place before that demand exists and to justify that. And by using AWS, we're much more able to react to the customer demand in the moment and scale our business as the customers scale, and that works much better for our bottom line. Once we looked at what AWS had to offer and understood how to use the tools like CloudFormation, we took our environment provisioning from a couple day cycle to 15 minutes. Our security goals at Conga are to make sure that our customer information stays private, that our own internal information stays secure, and that we are enabling development and we're enabling the business to move forward without putting up roadblocks. We want to be part of the team. We don't want to be a roadblock or a speed bump to anything that the business wants to do. We want to enable them to run as fast as they can. We're SOC 2 Type 2 certified, and our auditors always want to see the information that allows them to validate that we're following those rules and doing what we should be doing to maintain that. With AWS's tools and ThreatStack combined, it was very easy for us to produce a report for them and show them the controls that we have in place and make the attestation that we're doing these things properly. Where we found it to be really powerful is when we enable AWS tools alongside ThreatStack so that we can have a single pane of glass view into our environment and really understand how we're leveraging AWS. Are we following our best practices and AWS's best practices there? And then use the additional information that ThreatStack provides to inform that and help us move forward.
You've earned an AWS certification. Congratulations. Now what? Show your employer, colleagues, and your customers that you've met the bar set by AWS experts. Add your digital badge to your professional profiles and email signature to highlight your skills. Share it on your social feeds to celebrate with your network. and offer verification via email or on your resume. Cloud skills are in demand, and you have them. Share your AWS certified achievement today.
Good evening, everyone. Ayan, kita ba ako? Okay, welcome to the 46th episode of Community Ignite series. Tonight, we will take it to the next level because we're going to learn how to build your AWS infrastructure using Terraform. So again, it will be surely full of fun and all things AWS tonight. Let me introduce myself. I am your host for tonight, Dara David, a Technical Community Manager of Edukasyon.ph and an AWS Community Builder. So we value your time in spending your Thursday evening to learn with us. So I would love to get to know you guys more. Kaya naman, before we ignite your night, we would like for you guys to introduce yourselves sa ating chat, no? So let us know that you are here by stating your nickname, where you are from, and if you're a student and or a professional. And then, isama nyo na rin dyan ang iyong highlight this month. So, since patapos na ang month of June, no, ano bang ginawa nyo this month na naging happy kayo? For example, natapos yung bootcamps ng AWS, nakapasa sa final assessment, nakakuha ng voucher, nakapag-defense, nakatapos ng project. So let's celebrate our wins in the chat. So yeah, just introduce yourself again, your name, where you are from, and if you're a student or a professional, and then what is something that made you happy this month. So I'm gonna wait for you guys to chat. So alam ko marami pa nag-chat dyan. Abangan ko kayo dyan. But in the meantime, I would like to announce that we are also live on Facebook. So yung mga Facebook viewers natin dyan, papakilala din dapat kayo sa inyong comment section dyan. And sa ating FB Live viewers, hello. Don't forget to tag your friends and share this live so we can help each other learn from our very, very own industry leaders. So thank you so much for taking the time to attend this 1-hour tech-driven webinar. So ilan ba tayo today? Tonight, we are starting at 76 participants. So dapat 76 participants or messages nakikita ko sa chat. Bakit wala pa? Hindi guys mata-sample. Sige, I'm gonna do a sample for the introduction. So for example, chat nyo dyan, hello, I'm Darla. I am a comp sci major at FEU. And what made me happy this month is tapos na ang defense ko. Yun. So, in advance yun. Actually, bukas yung defense ko. Pero, ayun. So, introduce nyo lang sarili nyo, no? Para magkakilala tayo dito. Kasi every Thursday naman, laging maraming tao, no? And sa mga first-timers natin here, if this is your first time joining us, again, welcome to Community Ignite series. And Community Ignite series brings people to uplift fellow developers, that's you guys, and professionals in the Philippines. So with different guest speakers all over the world, we invite them, and then they share their expertise in the field. So whether you are a student, a professional, or a career shifter, this series is the one for you. So you have to join us. You have to join us every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. And yeah, this event is all for free. It comes with an e-certificate and it's co-presented by Amazon Web Services and AWS Cloud Pilipinas. Ayan. So marami nagpapakilala sa chat, no? So pupesto muna ako, babasa ako ng chat. Ayan. Hello, Jerome from Rizal, a professional. Kakatapos na ng last week ng AWS Cloud Practitioner and waiting na lang for cloud voucher. Mga nang paparinig na si Sir. You're gonna get the voucher soon. And congrats sa pagtapos ng AWS Cloud Practitioner. Hello, Ken from Davao. Graduating CIS student. Oh my God. Sobrang laking win na nun. Achieve absolutely nothing. No, the fact that you're graduating na CIS student, na sana all, that's a big win for this month. Hello, Jamilo from Dubai. Hello from Kate, IT professional. Just passed the AWS Cloud exam. Good. Oh my God, congratulations. Big help daw ang edukasyon na AWS Cloud Pilipinas. Maraming salamat. And then we have a new AWS certified here, si Daryl na senior. Ang ating senior DevOps engineer, I actually just took my AWS Solutions Architect Associate earlier and passed it. Oh my God, congratulations! Grabe, ang kagaling. Hi, Alistair. Ayan si Alistair, AWS Restart alumni, career shifter, at natapos ang AWS Restart program. Congrats, everyone. Ayan, so si Louie, what made me happy this month siguro bayad ng mga bills namin. Oh my God, I can relate to that. Thank you so much. Ayan, sabi ng ating technical director, my name is Danica. What made me happy this month is graduate na ako. Oh, I'm so happy for you guys. Ayan, so just keep going, no? I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the last episode. So the last episode was all about knowing a day in the life of a solutions architect. And in case you have missed the previous talks and you want to check it out ulit or you want to watch it, you can watch the highlights on our socials. So it's gonna flash. It's gonna be flashed here. So in case you missed the previous talks, you can search us AWS Cloud Pilipinas on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and you can watch the full episodes on the Community Ignite series playlist on the Ed TV YouTube. All right, so go back to the comments for a bit, no? Hi, I'm Steph from Caloocan, working in different industry. First time here. Welcome to Community Ignite series, Steph. I'm just lurking around. I hope you've been having such a great time, and I cannot wait to see you agad every week on Thursday. Ayan, so Rose, HR student from PUP. Hello po, Rose. And si Ryan, Bulacan, and computer engineering student from Bulacan State University. First time to be here. Oh my God. Oh, may internship ka na rin. Ah, sana all. Welcome po ulit, Sir Ryan and kay Ms. Steph. First time din. Ako ang tagat yung first timers ngayon. Nice to meet you, everyone. Happy na daw siya na dito sa webinar. Oh my God, it's really nice. It's really nice to see our wins this month, no? Mapa small or large victories. I am so very proud of you. And yeah, let's add another win by learning today. Kaya naman, allow me na, no, to introduce our speaker for this episode. So our speaker for this episode is a cloud engineer and an inspiring cloud solutions architect who aims to work with their clients in improving their business according to their set goals and objectives with the use of vast cloud services. She is a certified AWS Cloud Practitioner and Solutions Architect Associate with experience in both software development and cloud DevOps. She also likes working with people and learning new things. Doing what she loves drives her to always work hard and to continue improving both her soft and technical skills to add value to every project she engages in. Guys, grabe. Knowing na siya yung speaker natin for tonight, alam kong ang laking win na. As in, win na ako dito kasi naging speaker na siya dati ng CIS at sobrang nagustuhan ko yung mga talks niya. Ayan, so pakilala natin ang ating speaker, no? Please, guys, let us all give a warm welcome to Miss Veronica Gail Medrano. Good evening, Miss Nika. How are you tonight?
Hello, everyone. Grabe, Darla. I love the intro. Grabe, nice meeting you, everyone.
Miss Nika, no, before you start, ano ba ang win mo for this month?
Siguro, this month, nakita ko na yung mga friends ko for after like 2 years or more. Kasi nga, na-booster na kami sa vaccine, sa COVID vaccine ngayon. So parang medyo nakapagkita na kami after 2 years or more. Yeah.
Or related that. Ako nga siguro kahapon lang din ako nakalabas. Kaya na yung energy ngayon kasi nakita ko na rin may mga tao sa paligid ko. Anyways, thank you, Miss Nika. Guys, keep introducing yourselves. I'll be in the chat just hanging out. And yeah, it's all learned with Miss Nika, no? Sige, Miss Nika, take it away and I'll see you later.
Thank you, Darla. Can you see my screen? The slides?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to the talk. So it's entitled Building Your AWS Infrastructure Using Terraform. So actually, I consider this as a sort of part 2 because first, it's my second time at Community Ignite series. And then the second one is, it's the second time I'll be talking about infrastructure as code, which is IAC. So the first one, I think you can see it on YouTube. So it's there, self-promotion, charot. You can watch it there. I posted it there because if ever, I think that's more for like getting started if for IAC in general. So that's why I posted it there. Because I discussed CloudFormation, which is a service provided specifically by AWS about IAC. So right now, I'm going to discuss another tool. So it's still infrastructure as code, but it's using a third-party tool, which I'll discuss in a little while. Okay. So our agenda for today is I'll first do an introduction about myself and our company, Cascadio, and I'll have a review on infrastructure as code, just a brief review because I understand that other people have not attended the previous ones, the previous talks. It's their first time. So I will introduce you what really is infrastructure as code, what's its benefits, how will it help us, and yeah, I will also discuss Terraform. So the Terraform is one of the tools used for infrastructure as code, and it's by HashiCorp. It's a third-party tool, and I'll discuss its benefits later. I'll also provide a short demo, hopefully short demo, um, on the basics of how to implement or how to deploy using Terraform. And then question and answer later for your concerns or issues. So there. Okay, so let's get started. So hello everyone. Introducing myself aside from the introduction, the great introduction of Darla a while ago. So I'm Nika Medrano. So I am a certified AWS Solutions Architect professional. So I think it's an update from the previous talk. So I just passed the Solutions Architect professional, and then I also am certified as the professional Google Cloud Architect. I was a BS Computer Engineering student at ADMU and graduated last 2020 with minor in Enterprise System. So right now, I am a cloud engineer at Cascadio Corporation, and I am under the professional services team. So for Cascadio, I was actually, since I graduated last 2020, I was actually part of the internship program of Cascadio. So internship program of Cascadio, they hired us as interns last 2019, my last year of college, and then they trained us, made us part-time, and then eventually hired us as full-time, and then trained us with multiple cloud projects. So that's where I started to learn with AWS, and I'm still learning right now in Cascadio as I get immersed in different cloud projects. The learning still continues. So ayan. So nice meeting you, everyone. Before continuing with the talk, I'll introduce Cascadio first for a bit. So Cascadio is our company. So Cascadio is an AWS Premier Consulting Partner. So they're a partner of AWS in both consulting and managed services. So we have 16 years of professional services and managed service delivery experience. And then what we do is basically we provide our clients the high performance solutions on the cloud. So we provision, we optimize, and we manage the cloud services of the clients. So we architect their infrastructure for better performance. So it's very in line with our tagline here in the slide, which is powering your transformation to the cloud. So Cascadio is actually a Gartner Magic Quadrant awardee, and these are some of the awards to recognize Cascadio. Okay, so let's proceed with infrastructure as code. So IAC, okay, so IAC is the management and provisioning of infrastructure through code in a descriptive model. So this is just a recap, right? So in order for me to quickly discuss infrastructure as code, I will break down this sentence. So it is the management and provisioning of infrastructure through code in a descriptive model. Okay, so let's start with infrastructure. So what do we mean when we say infrastructure? So basically infrastructure is the underlying servers, storage, database, network that can help your applications run. So for example, you need to run a website. So in order to run a website, you have to have like the hardware underlying like servers. You have to store your files in a storage device. So it's like a laptop laptop or like drive storage, and then databases if you need that in your website and the like. So infrastructure, when we talk about it like that, those are the underlying hardware infrastructure, hardware equipment that we need in order to run our applications. So the infrastructure can be on-premise meaning physical. So you have to buy your equipment. So you have to on-premise, or you have to have data centers. So if you're familiar with data centers, there are big servers, Linux or Windows, where you'll buy your equipment and then you can run your applications there. But another source of infrastructure is the cloud. So in the cloud, you don't have to buy your infrastructure. You can only pay as you go, meaning you can only rent it out. So in the cloud, you can rent out your their infrastructure, so you can use it as your own. And one of the cloud providers of infrastructure is AWS. So AWS provides us different infrastructure that we can use depending on our needs. So we don't have to buy like the physical device and deliver it into our house. So we just rent it, and um, we just like access it through a browser and the like. So these infrastructure can be provided by AWS, and it provides a lot of benefits. So these are what we call infrastructure. And then the next part of the sentence is the management and provisioning. So managing and provisioning of infrastructure, let's give AWS as an example here. So for those who are familiar with AWS, mostly ang nakikita nyo is this one. You see this one is the console. It's called the AWS Management Console. So for starters, for people who are starting in AWS, this is the first GUI, or the first way on how you manage your infrastructure. So it's a click button way of doing it. So you have to like go to the servers, to the databases, and the storage by clicking the buttons. So it's very user friendly actually, but it's kind of inconvenient if ever you'll have a large scale architecture, which I'll discuss in a little while. And the other two, which is the AWS command line interface and the AWS tools and software development kit, which is AWS SDK. So they are command or API based ways of launching our resources. So they may be less manual. So the console is very, very manual, but for the CLI and the SDK, so it's less manual, but it's still a bit challenging to launch all the different types of infrastructure there all at once, because they don't have a very convenient or standard format. So when it's a large scale architecture, it can be quite difficult to continue using CLI and SDK for the underlying infrastructure that will run your applications. So next is so the console and the CLI and SDK, these are, I just listed down the challenges that we'll encounter if ever. So first one is slow deployment. So I said a while ago that the console has a click button, right? So it has a click button or manual provisioning. So if ever, for example, I would need a server, so I would need to go to the server browser page, and then I'll launch the server there. And I'll need, if I'll need a database, I'll go to another page. So the deployment is kind of like not automated. So since it's manual, it's very slow. And the second challenge is it can be inconsistent because, for example, we have different regions. We have different accounts. So we have different, so AWS, I have different accounts for production or for development. I want to deploy from Singapore. I want to deploy in North Virginia or in the United States. So if ever I want to create the same infrastructure in different areas, it's difficult to have manual provisioning like the console and the CLI. And then third, it's difficult to maintain and track. So since there are a lot of pages you need to like check into, and it's very difficult to like see them in one go. And then lastly, it's inefficient for large deployments, as mentioned a while ago. And then so we have 4 challenges. Remember that slow deployment, inconsistent, difficult to maintain and track, and inefficient for large deployments. Okay, and the last part of the sentence we are building is true code in a descriptive model. So what do you mean by true code in a descriptive model? So it's almost complete. So the management and provisioning of infrastructure through code in a descriptive model. So meaning by the descriptive model is that literally we describe it. So we describe the infrastructure we need, or we also call the infrastructure as resources, but I'll discuss that more in a little bit. But so for descriptive model, so we just describe the resources we need, the infrastructure we need. Like for example, the instance or the server. So for example, we have a requirement of Linux server, and then we describe it in what we call like a text file. It's a template. We call it a template. And then it can run in different accounts and can run on different regions in different environments. So when we build this sentence, it is the management and provisioning of infrastructure through code in a descriptive model. That is what we call as IAC. And IAC has a lot of tools in order to attain IAC. IAC is repeatable. It actually solves a lot of problems in manual provisioning. It's very useful for large scale. And then 2 of the main tools we use for IAC in AWS is one is CloudFormation and the second one is Terraform. So CloudFormation, as I mentioned a while ago, we discussed it before in Community Ignite series, the part 1 of like getting started with infrastructure as code in AWS. And this one we'll discuss Terraform. Okay. Before we proceed, do you have any questions? I'll check the chat if you have any questions. If ever wala pa. Yeah. Okay. If ever wala pa, I'll proceed. So walang tanong, ako muna yung magtatanong. Can you name one challenge we encounter with manual provisioning? Yeah, okay. So I have a question pala from Erwin. Can we use free Terraform for practicing? Yes. So one, you need Terraform, right? So Terraform is an open source. I'll discuss that more in a little while. But next, you need AWS. So an AWS account. So if ever you need an AWS account, there's a free tier, right? So I'll discuss that more in a little while. So this one, name one challenge we encounter with manual provisioning. I named 4 a while ago, right? Okay, I'm seeing long deployment times, configuration errors. It's easy to forget which settings I chose initially. That's right. So inconsistency, right? Okay. Great. So, okay. So, meron naman natututunan so far. Okay. So, continuing. So, let's go with Terraform. So, Terraform is by HashiCorp. HashiCorp is a company that produced Terraform. So, it's an open source and cloud agnostic IAC tool. So, IAC, right? So, it's a descriptive tool used to deploy infrastructure. And then open source, it's open source and it's cloud agnostic. So meaning it's open source, the free one. So there's a free version. So it's open source. The open source version of Terraform is free. You can download it in different supported operating systems. And then it's cloud agnostic, meaning it's not only limited to one cloud provider, which is for in our case, our main example is AWS, but it's cloud agnostic, so you can use it in different cloud providers and even on-premise cloud. Yeah, for on-premise and cloud. It can be used to deploy multiple destinations. So multiple destinations at a time. For example, like if you want to use Terraform for AWS, if you want to use Terraform for example, GCP and the like, you can there's a lot of customizations that you can do, but you have to in order for it to work, you have to do those configurations properly, syempre. So it uses an HCL syntax for the template. So the template is the descriptive model. So it's a text file, and its format is HCL. I'll show you what it looks like in a little while. And then its features, just a brief one, you don't have to remember this, but the state can be managed locally or remotely. State meaning Terraform tracks what you have launched, and Terraform can know if ever you launched a server, if ever you launched a database, and the like. You can manage that locally, meaning in your laptop, or remotely in the cloud. So there's no out-of-the-box rollback, sadly. So this is one of the things I discussed in CloudFormation, because AWS itself manages the rollback. Rollback meaning kapag may update kayo sa infrastructure nyo, tapos as in may error, like you made a mistake on the changes or the modifications you made. AWS rolls it back automatically to the previous working state. But for Terraform, unless there's advanced configuration, there's actually no out-of-the-box rollback. So you have to manually edit it, like Control Z, or remove the ones you changed. Get a copy of the previous configuration that's working, and then deploy it again. And then, as mentioned a while ago, it's free of charge, except for there are paid versions, like enterprise for company uses. So, okay. So one of the main components needed for Terraform, in order to launch Terraform in the cloud or in different destinations, you would need this one thing. You would need a template. So a Terraform template is a collection of files that define the state of your infrastructure that you want to achieve. So since it's a descriptive model, so you have to describe what you want to do. To describe what you want to provision, what you want to launch, what do you have. Do you want 2 instances? Do you want to have 3 databases? What do you want to have, like a network? Do you want to establish that as well? So that template is very important, because that's the main thing that keeps your infrastructure as code going. So this template, so you have to remember, there are a lot of parts actually that you can put in that template, but I'll provide around seven things that you can check out, and I'll also provide that in the demo. Okay, so number 1 is the providers. So a part of a template, you have to have a providers. So the provider name is indicated where you will launch that resource, or where do you really launch that that infrastructure. So for example, you will launch an EC2 instance. The provider is AWS, right? So there are also counterpart of EC2 instances in other cloud providers, right? So if you're gonna run the instances there in the, for example, Google, so Google is the provider. So the resources are the instances itself. So those are the infrastructure itself. The EC2 instances, RDS, S3, if you're familiar with those things in AWS. So those are the resources. It's a resource within the provider. So AWS has a lot of infrastructure, right? It has a lot of resources, we call it. So those are what we call resources also in Terraform. So module is just a container for multiple resources that are used together. I will show you what a module looks like. So resources, so providers are like big companies, right? Big companies that provide us the resources. So these resources can be seen in, can be published by those providers. And these modules can also be published by those providers, or it can also be created by the community of Terraform. The community meaning like public, like a lot of people can also like build their own modules and resources from multiple resources. Yeah, I'll show it to you more in a little while if it's confusing. But the part 2 of the basic parts of a template, these are more of variables. So if you're a developer or if you're computer science students, you're familiar with variables, right? So variables are like not constant items, or like not constant configurations in code. So it can change. So variable, they're considered as like input variables. So these are, for example, you will run in different environments like development, production, testing. So you can have different values for each. So for example, you want to run one for the production, you want to run it in Singapore. So the variable is variable is equal to Singapore. For the the other one, for like prod or test, so the variable is equal to, for example, in Virginia or Australia or something. So variable can change for one deployment to another. Okay, just remember that variable changes from one environment to another. And then local is innate in one template. So it's a temporary variable that only exists in the template. So when you copy the template, that local variable stays. And then data. So data is more of a variable, but it comes from a remote provider. So it gets the data from an outside source. It's not inside the template. And then output, it's an output that you want to get from a deployed infrastructure. I'll show it to you later if it's that confusing. Okay, I'll proceed for now. So in a Terraform, there is a format, a basic format for all of those parts. So it's actually divided into blocks. We call it blocks. So this one, so this first part is a block type. So the block types are divided by these basic parts. So a block type can be a variable, a block type can be local, a block type can be data, and the like. But so that's the block type. That's the first part of the block, the whole block. This is called a block. And then the block name is actually what you call the name of the resource, for example. So I'll give an example in a little while. So the label here is just your own label. So it's your own naming system for you to like not it's a name of your variable, for example. It's your own naming system. And then this one are just the attributes or the arguments that you need to like input into your whole block. This is an example. So for example, my block type is a resource. So a resource, as I mentioned a while ago, it's a type of infrastructure that I will put in a cloud provider, for example, in AWS. So resource, so that's the block type. And then it's like a variable type in coding. And then this is the variable name. And then AWS instance is the provider provided. So it's provided officially. It's an officially provided name. So you cannot edit this because it won't work. So like, for example, you would need an EC2 instance. This is the code for it, AWS instance. And then this one, I just created this because I mentioned a while ago that you can just create that depending on your name and convention. So sample for me. And then the next one are the attributes that you need. So AMI is just the image name. So for those who have just who knows how to like launch instances in AWS, you have to like have an image, right? So the image here that I put here is just an ID that pertains to a Linux instance. It just names the image that our instance or our server should be Linux, something like that. And our instance type is just the type of like how many CPUs, and what size our instance is. So for here, I indicated T2 micro. I'll show you where to get this. So here, below, syntax and template modules. So for the syntax, I can show it to you here. So it's, you can find it. I hope you can see it clearly. Let me zoom in. Okay, so you can see terraform.io/language. So here, it describes all of the things you need to know when it comes to creating the templates. So there's an overview, like what will happen if ever, what do you need to create in order for your files to work. And then the syntax is here. So for example, as I mentioned a while ago, here I mentioned the parts, right? So the resources. So if ever you want to know how to create the resource in a template, so here is an overview of the description of it, and then resource blocks, for example here. So this is a resource, and this is the resource type, AWS instance. This is the resource name, which is, they just named it named it sample. And then AMI is the image ID, and then instance type, T2 micro. There are samples here in the website. You can like browse it after the talk. And then another one, so this terraform.io /language describes how you'll do it. But here, the other one is the registry of Terraform. It's a public website. They indicate what type of resources can you launch. So I click the providers. So you can see a lot of providers here, right? So there are AWS and others. Can scroll down here. There are a lot, but we will remain with AWS. And then, as you can see in AWS, there's a document. In order to use the provider, there is something like this. which we will see later in our template. But in documentations, you can see, for example, you'll search here for what type of resource you want to see. So for example, EC2, or like, there are a lot of instances. CO2. Okay, it's loading. Oh yeah, there you go. So there are EC2, yeah, Elastic Compute Cloud. So if ever you'll check this, you want to create an AWS instance. So here there's an example, and then there are a lot of examples you want to do. And then this one, these are the attributes in the center of the block. So as I mentioned a while ago, the block body. So here one, the block body. So these, the AMI, you can put it there, the availability zone, and the like. So here, as an example, so resource, this is the block type. This is the resource name, which is AWS instance, aligned with this, and the documentation, and foo, here is the name that you'll put. Okay, I hope that's clear, and you can like browse this in a little while. Yeah. I'll flash a screen for the difference of Terraform and CloudFormation. I think someone asked in the comments in a little while. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Before I continue, do you have any questions regarding what I said? If ever there's none yet, kindly put in the comments and name one basic part of Terraform in the Terraform template basics. Like I mentioned a while ago. So one example, okay. So block type. So one example is resources, right? Resources. Ano pa yung iba? Okay, providers. Ano pa yung iba? All right, modules. Good job, everyone. Okay. So ayun, merong mga resources, modules, tapos okay, great, variables, local, data. Okay, nice one. Thank you everyone for answering. Okay, so you know the template, so that's what we need, right? So next naman is I will discuss how Terraform works. So the basic ones lang. Kasi the Terraform is really a very customizable tool. So I'm here to just introduce you to it and what are the main phases you need to like get started. So there, let's continue. So the first phase is Terraform init. So Terraform init is actually a command. It's a command that initializes your working directory. So it's like installing all the libraries. So you're installing all the libraries you need, all the providers you would need to run your Terraform IAC. And then the next one is Terraform plan. So Terraform plan is just a step that makes sure you know what you're going to launch in the destination. So for example, in the code, it's in code, right? So but you want to like know what are the exact resources you want to launch. So these Terraform plan previews the changes you need to make, you will make if ever. So this is crucial because if ever you go to the third step, which is Terraform apply agad, you might break your current environment, your current resources in the cloud or in other destinations. So Terraform plan is like just planning out what you will do, and you can adjust accordingly without breaking anything. And then it tracks your current environment, and then it lets you know what will change in that current environment. And then Terraform apply is the last command that we'll do in the demo. where you'll launch the resources already in AWS. Okay, let's proceed with introducing the demo. So for the demo, we have prerequisites. So one, we have the AWS account. Two, you have to have access to the AWS CLI or like programmatic access, like access keys or secret access keys and the like. And then Terraform should be installed. There is, if you search in Google, like how to install Terraform in your operating system. For example, Linux, for example, install Terraform in Windows, in Mac, search that, and there's instructions for installing Terraform. And then the Terraform template, you would need that. I will discuss the Terraform template that we'll use. So this one. Okay, so I discussed the Terraform template and diba may seven basic parts. So I tried to incorporate most of them, but I only was able to incorporate 5 of them, which is the variable. So right now I'll use the variable as for the region where I'll put the resource. Data, so I'll get the data image from AWS in order to get for me to not hard code the AMI / number and stuff like that. So I'll get that from AWS since data is a variable you get from a remote source, right? And then provider is AWS, and then resource, I'll put there, I will create an AWS instance. So it's an EC2 instance that I will use an image that is Linux 2. So I'll provide that in the template, and then I also included output. So output is just a variable that you can get after launching. So I'll show that to you in a little while. And then using Terraform, using Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, you can launch this instance, which is EC2 instance Linux 2. I'll show it to you here. Okay, so here is the template I created. So this is the working directory. So it's under Terraform demo folder. So working directory is a folder. And then this is the template. So actually in Terraform, you can create a lot of templates, but for now, only the basics. So I'll do main.tf. So .tf means that you're in Terraform format HCL, and this is what it looks like. So as I mentioned a while ago, the variable. So the variable here, as you can see, it's AWS region, and then the type is string. And then here, I just included a default value. So sabihin, kapag wala ako nilagay na value, so parang ini-indicate kasi siya bawat deployment. So pag wala akong nilagay na value, bawat deployment, the default value is US East 1, which is N Virginia. And then provider here is AWS, as mentioned a while ago. Ini-indicate lang dito yung region. So for example, variable kasi yung region. So var.aws region. And then profile, it's an AWS profile lang naman. And then data. So data, sorry. So data again is para wala siyang value sa template mismo, pero kinukuha niya yung value. It gets value from an external source. So it gets from Amazon, AWS itself, and it gets the image for Linux. So it gets the image ID of the Linux that we'll use in this specific region. And then resource. So this is the most important. Actually, this is the main thing we need in terms of the template. So there. So and then output. So output is for example, the private IP. So the private IP will be created after creating the instance. Okay, so let's start. So here we can see that in the instances, wala siyang laman, di ba? There's no, nandito ako sa console ngayon para lang mag-visualize natin. So here, you can see that there are no running instances. So what we'll do, and this is only the folder. So the first is Terraform init. Okay. So as you can see, it initializes the providers. It initializes the backend. It installs AWS, HashiCorp AWS. So let's just wait for a bit. And then here, as you can see, may lumalabas siya mga hidden folders. So it initializes this. It will use these libraries to actually run the code. Okay, just a little while. And then, okay na yan. Tapos, next naman is, what's the next step is Terraform plan, right? So Terraform plan is the one that checks ano yung magbabago. So may mga files na lumalabas dito. But in general, what we'll do is, wait lang, make sure lang natin na I hope this works. My internet is quite unstable. But, yeah. And then after that, we'll do Terraform apply. So while waiting for that, do you have any questions? I'll check the. I think that's the end naman din. I'll just wait for this to work. Okay. Do you have any questions? Wala pa naman so far. Okay, let's wait lang for this. It actually takes time, and my internet is not that stable then. Yeah. If you have questions, let me know. Let's see why it's not. Okay, so the configurations needed to connect to AWS from your local machine is that you have to have the AWS access keys and yung secret access key. So you have to have that. Meron siyang yung AWS configure if you're configuring CLI and the like. Yeah. Okay. So for beginners, people are asking what is better, CloudFormation or Terraform. Actually, I think I have a demo. I have we call this. I'll stop sharing for a bit. I think I have a slide for that. Here you go. I'll share my screen again. And this one. Okay. Oh, this one. So for beginners, actually, in my opinion, CloudFormation is a bit easier because it has an access to the console. So you can access it using the console. So CloudFormation has a GUI. But actually, Terraform, the paid one, has an enterprise version that has a website. But for CloudFormation, it's embedded in the AWS console. So it's actually a bit easier to visualize and look at what's happening every step of the way. So it's quite easier for you to start with CloudFormation if ever. And then this is the difference, the main difference of CloudFormation and Terraform. So basically, CloudFormation is an AWS service while Terraform is a third-party tool. So and the template format is a bit different because it uses YAML, and then Terraform uses HCL, and then CloudFormation manages the rollbacks and the state, while Terraform has no out-of-the-box rollback, and you have to configure the remote or local state management. And then CloudFormation is only used for AWS, but Terraform can be used for different cloud providers. So that's the advantage of that. I hope that answers your question. Do you have any other questions? I think I lost the. So my internet's kind of slow and it's, yeah. I can't see the chat box. I'm using Anaconda for environment I'm using. What do you mean? May question dito na, for example, may 2 resource but you plan to apply the first resource. Paano mo i-call yung resource na yun? What do you mean by that? Sorry. So, pwede mo siyang ilagay sa isang template if I understood your question correctly. So, pwede mo siya ilagay sa isang template tapos mag-deploy siya at once. And then, can you also write scripts in Terraform or CloudFormation to automatically remove services you provision using? Okay, in order for you to remove the services, you have to remove it in the templates. Yeah, so there's no functions kasi there are no like command like parang yung mga Python type of functions in Terraform or CloudFormation, especially CloudFormation. Terraform may for loops pa ng onte na pwede for ano yun, especially for third-party plugins. But yung mga functions talaga. So it can be provisioned. What has a steeper learning curve, CloudFormation, Terraform? Because it has a lot of self-management. Because CloudFormation is basically AWS managed. So a lot of the management part is done by AWS. So you don't have to worry about the state. For Terraform, you have to worry about the state because the file is visible to you, but for CloudFormation, it's not visible to us. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the demo. I'm having technical difficulties, but someone's asking, how was my work so far as a cloud engineer? Okay, sa Cascadio, actually it's not that ano naman, out of the topic, it's fine. So my work as a cloud engineer, I'm doing cloud projects. So cloud projects mainly parang deployments sa AWS, Azure, or sa GCP. And then I actually am enjoying kasi nga parang there are a lot of things to learn, there are a lot of services, it's very flexible. And then in Cascadio, it's they promote work-life balance. So it really helps us manage our daily lives as well as while working. We talk to clients in different countries. So in the Philippines, we also have clients in the United States, and there are a lot of opportunities really to learn and to use it for different applications. And if you're like a cloud engineer, has a lot of branches. So you can like major in migration, you can major in data science, you can major in networking. So there are a lot of possibilities, and Cascadio provides us like learning materials. They provide opportunities for certification also. So that's why I took certifications as well, and they are provided by them. So ayan. For the entry-level opportunities for the cloud engineer role, I think there are, yes, especially for like the junior cloud engineers and the like, we have that. And the only thing that's important for that is willing to learn and you are very interested in the cloud. What else? Do you have time pa? Oh, so Jerome mentioned like he is currently using Terraform to deploy VM instance for Red Hat OpenStack Cloud. Okay. So AWS Infra or TF best practices. Actually, there are a lot of ways for you to like deploy in AWS. So it would really depend on what you want to provision. So, well, I guess, what are the best practices for Terraform? So for Terraform, what I do, so right now I used one template, right? But what I do for like production level stuff, I divide it into different templates, and one part of the Terraform for one template. For example, variables have one file, and then others like resources have one file, modules have different files, and the like. So ayan, I think we don't have time already. Really apologize for the technical difficulties in the demo, but basically that's the gist of what Terraform does. So let's go back here. If you have any, I think we don't have time anymore. So yeah, I think I'm done. So if you have any questions, you can also message me na lang. And then let me know in the comments what you learned today kung meron man.
And thank you so much, Ms. Nika, for giving us a review of infrastructure on code, an introduction to Terraform, and for showing us a demonstration. Alam kong kahit hindi mo natapos yung demonstration, maraming sila natutunan. And we're not gonna do a Q&A portion anymore kasi nasagot mo na lahat ng tanong nila. But ako, I have one last question, no, Sir Ms. Nika. For those who wants to reach out to you, paano, where can they go? Anong social media, and do you have any upcoming events that you would like to promote?
Yeah, you can add me on LinkedIn. It's Mika Medrano. I'll put it in the comments later. And then you can also reach out to me at my email. So it's gailmedrano98@gmail.com. And then, LinkedIn is linkedin.com/im/Mika Medrano. Yeah, so yeah, you can reach out to me there if you have any, you're curious about Terraform pa and the like.
Okay, thank you so much. Ayan, marami nagti-thank you. Guys, natutunan ba kayo? Ayan, mukhang marami natutunan. Ayan, madami nagti-thank you. Again, thank you so much, Miss Nika, and I'll see you later sa ating photo op. Maraming salamat po, Miss Nika. Thank you so
much.
Thank you, Miss Nika. Ayan, moving on now, guys. Ayan, marami nagti-thank you. Ayan, moving on, guys. No, huwag kakalimutan also no, sumali sa ating C-Club community. So we have a community, and then Miss Nika is nandun din si Miss Nika. So lahat ng mga naging CIS namin ay pwede na nandoon sa C-Club community. So if you want to join the C-Club community, if you have more questions about the cloud, you can post it there. And yeah, we have a lot in store sa ating C-Club community. So lahat ng gusto sumali at dapat sumali. Actually, dapat sumali talaga kayo. Ayan, you can join the community. You can scan the QR code on the screen. Yeah, just join the community and we'll be glad to have you there. And yeah, grabe, I have learned a lot no, from this 1-hour tech-driven webinar. And I hope you guys learned a lot too. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm so thankful for our speaker. And thank you again, no, Ms. Nika. And it's really exciting that we are near our 50th episode. Grabe, ang lapit na. Ang lapit na 50th episode natin. And yeah, thank you again so much, Ms. Nika. There's never a doubt of knowledge when you're our speaker. And yeah, I want to invite you all to a photo op with Ms. Nika. Kaya naman, it's time to see your beautiful and pogi faces. Kaya paki-open ng cam para sali tayo sa photo op ni Ms. Nika. Ayan, gusto ko yung makita kayo, guys. Come on, open your cam. Hi, Mr. Alistair. And hi, Sir Roger. Yan, mga busog no? Busog na busog sa kaalaman ng mga natutunan natin ngayon. Hello po, Sir Joel, Sir Villanueva, Sir Dexter. Ayan, kala nyo, di ko kayo mention ha. Shoutout ko kayo lahat dito. Ayan, hello po. Sige, open nyo lang po ng cam, no? And yeah, we're gonna count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, smile po tayo, guys. Huwag po nakalas after. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, one last, yung may waki, ganun. Okay. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ayan, yay! Thank you so much po sa mga sumali sa photo op. Thank you so much for joining and bring us your brightest smile. And moving on, for those who wants to request an e-certificate, no, we have some sort of criteria. So the e-certificates will only be given to those who attended the webinar in Zoom. So all of us here na 129, kayo lang po makakatanggap ng e-certificate. So please wait for 5 to 7 business days and make sure na lagi nyo i-check ang iyong inbox or spam sa iyong email, at kasi baka nandoon na ang iyong e-certificate. So thank you so much for your patience. And of course, if you want Ms. Nika back here, or if you want to suggest more topics, o kaya yung mga feedback nyo, we really appreciate that. So we would love to hear your experience. So to answer our feedback form, again, this is a requirement, no? In order to get the e-certificate, you have to answer the feedback form flashed on the screen right now, and you have to be in Zoom. So please go to go.edukasyon.ph/CIS46quest to answer our feedback form. We really appreciate your feedback. Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys some time to answer. Kaya before we move on to the last part of our event, we would like to announce that the top attendee, the search for the top attendee is ongoing. So if you want to win AWS credits worth $20, guys, all you have to do is to post your CIS certificates. Lahat po ng CIS certificate na naipon nyo per episode, and you have to post it on either Facebook, LinkedIn, IG, TikTok, and tag us at Edukasyon.ph and at AWS Cloud Pilipinas. And also use the hashtags #Edukasyon.ph and #AWS Cloud Pilipinas. And then make sure the post is on public so we can see it. Okay? Don't miss the chance to be our top CIS attendee. Sobrang worth it ng AWS credit na worth $20 as in. So yeah, answer our feedback form, join our search of the top CIS attendee. Yes, we will receive report via mail. The feedback form no, is already stated kanina. It's go.edukasyon.ph/CIS46quest. You can scan the QR code or you can go to the link I have just sent in the chat to answer our feedback form. Ayan, thank you po. Alright, and of course, no, hindi lang Community Ignite series ang handa namin for you. So sa mga first-timers namin dyan, no, hindi lang po CIS ang handa namin. Marami pa kaming upcoming events that you guys can join. Ano nga ba yun? Okay, so join us tomorrow as we welcome Laravel Philippines and Svelte Philippines' first meetup of the year entitled Getting Laravel and Svelte to Talk to Each Other. So tomorrow, that's on 6 o'clock, no? We will, just join us at this meetup. Again, that's tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. Ayan. Okay, if you want to join, you may register in this link. There you go. Ayan, so huwag nakakalimutan na. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And then, we have another event to promote. So, ASEAN online workshop series is coming this July 5 to 6. So, join us on this 2-day online hands-on workshop for implementers and developers to learn how to build cloud-native microservices and equip themselves with cloud tools, stacks, and patterns to solve architectural challenges in their cloud modernization journey. So this hands-on workshop includes modernizing your monolith to microservices architecture, building event-driven architectures for flexibility and scale, using Graviton 2 instances and containers in your modern application, and then built-in observability with AWS Amazon CloudWatch and AWS X-Ray to manage distributed applications. So for this link, no, you may go. So to know the full details, you may register using this link. Ayan, so medyo mahaba yung link. Per isang click lang yan, guys, makakapag-register na kayo. Ayan, thank you so much. And yeah, that's it, no? For the month of June, we're done with the month of June. Hooray! What a fruitful month. We have partnered with a lot of tech communities and organized events just for you and on behalf of Edukasyon.ph and AWS Cloud Filipinas. Thank you so much to our lovely Igniters for attending each one of them and for being so active. So move on tayo no, sa next month, no? Sa next month, yesterday, sobrang dami ulit naming events. So on July 1, again, that's tomorrow, we have the Laravel and Svelte meetup. Don't forget that at 6 o'clock p.m. And then July 7, that's the next episode, the 47th CIS episode. And then July 13, we have one with, I can't see the logo, but yeah, we're gonna build our own live streaming with a video platform. And then July 14 is 48th episode. So lahat ng yan no, nasa aming social media lang. So abangan nyo lang lahat, guys. Lahat to ay for free. So ay, talaga, nakakagaling ka naman, Sir. Sir Ray, kumain ka na. Kulang ka na naman. Ayan, thank you, Sir Ray. And once again, we would like to thank not only our speaker, Ms. Nika, but our co-presenters as well. So thank you so much, AWS and AWS Cloud Filipinas. Can you please send us the schedule? The schedule, pwede siya makita sa aming Facebook page, AWS Cloud Filipinas. Nasandun niyo lagi sa aming event calendar. And yeah, that wraps up the 46th episode of the Community Ignite series, Building Your AWS Infrastructure Using Terraform. And lastly, before we go, I would like to thank our technical director who are here, Ms. Mariel, Ms. Danica, and Ms. Pat. And thank you again for coming, guys. Congratulations ulit to our wins. Ang dami namin ng wins this month. And may the month of July be a big win for all of us. And yeah, this has been Dara David and AWS Cloud Filipinas. Remember to stay safe, and I'll see you all next week. Okay, next week, every Thursday, 7 p.m. CIS. Peace out, guys. Goodbye, everyone. Have a happy dinner. Bye, Ms. Nika. Thank you so much. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Are you working on projects or making decisions that require understanding cloud fundamentals and benefits? The AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner certification validates foundational cloud knowledge, including how the cloud impacts your business, core AWS services and use cases, billing and pricing models, and security concepts. Demonstrate your cloud fluency by achieving an industry-recognized credential from AWS. Highlight your proficiency and be a part of your organization's cloud adoption from any role. AWS certified. Build with confidence, competence, and credibility.